arrested Glenn on his way to the school.
Very good,
What
Glenn.
stupidity.
So dumb. Like, how could one
क्या
Number 8,
गुंडा बनेगा रे
Albert
तू?
Bailey.
Hey guys, it's the Loud Guys. Today we are going to watch top 10 dumbest criminals of America. And these criminals are the dumb ones. Like normally criminals are very, very sharp minded because, and also the thing is they are fueled by the need of doing that thing. Like many criminals, do not enter there in the place just because they have to enter it, or they are like, it's not a family lineage thing or something like that. It's just because they are either very hungry or doing something bad, and they just then get into the habit of it. So they become very sharp in those cases. So now we have to see, like, why are these people so dumb that they have been featured in this list, and that this is an all-time list. So these guys are the best of the best.
And yes, I have heard somewhere that if you steal in once, and if someone won't scold you, or just if someone won't stop you doing that, then gradually you start getting habits of stealing the thing. And if you didn't want that thing, still you try to steal that thing. So I do think that this is some kind of illness also. And yeah, I'm so much excited to see that top 10 dumbest criminals of all time, that I also want to know that what the dumb thing they did, from which they became the dumbest criminal. And as we all know that criminals are very clever, they are smart, but yes, today we are going to know about the dumbest criminals. So yeah, this is going to be very interesting video. So let's watch the video.
And it's a surety that they all would have been caught. That's why this video is being made. So let's watch this video.
Where's the alarm guy?
Boss told me when the guy was done, I should take him out. One less shit.
Okay, feels that they are.
Hey, you told me
It seems like a money heist.
No.
This
If
is a
only
movie
these
scene. This
crooks
is a
could
movie
have
scene.
stolen somebody else's brain.
You morons.
Brain?
You're running around in ski masks trying to blow things up? What did you think was gonna happen?
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 dumbest
10.
criminals.
In Florida, a man has been sentenced to 15 years in prison for violating his probation by trying to break into the Butler County Jail.
For this list, we're looking at people who attempted to commit a crime, but failed miserably in the process.
Oh my
Number
god.
10, Dennis Hawkins.
Let's go, pal. I'm making a withdrawal here.
Wearing a disguise is great for concealing one's identity if one is going to commit a crime.
I need everybody's Blackberries. Everybody on the phone, find your Blackberries up front.
Someone should have told Dennis Hawkins that in order for a disguise to work, however, it has to be somewhat believable.
Okay.
Hawkins apparently missed that memo as he attempted to rob a bank wearing clown pants with a pair of fake breasts and a blonde wig.
How stupid. How stupid.
Not only did he fail to cover his face, which still had a goatee and mustache, but the disguise also attracted attention, and the police easily apprehended him.
Yeah.
They're all stupid.
This is
See, they gotta be
so
looking for army
dumb.
guys.
Number 9, Daniel Glenn.
I need you to arrest me.
It's important to be prepared, especially if you're gonna rob a store. It is possible to be too prepared though, which is exactly what happened to Daniel Glenn, who inexplicably decided to call ahead to ask the store how much cash was in the register.
What?
Imagine how that conversation went. Hello, I'd like to place a takeout order for all the money. Can I get fries with that? Confused and slightly alarmed, the store owner immediately called the police, who arrested Glenn on his way to the store.
Very good,
What
Glenn. Very good.
stupidity.
So dumb. Like, how could one
क्या
Number 8,
गुंडा बनेगा रे
Albert
तू?
Bailey.
Police in Connecticut say they had ample warning of a bank robbery because the two suspects called the bank ahead of time, telling an employee to get a bag of money ready.
We're gonna say this
My
now.
God.
If you're planning on robbing a store or bank, don't call ahead and
Why
ask
are
them
you calling
suspicious
ahead?
questions or warn them you're coming.
Everybody freeze! Get on the floor now! Right now! Hold it! Where you going?
Why would you want to call a bank?
Seemingly inspired by our previous entry, Albert Bailey called the bank and told them he was coming to rob them so that they would have the money ready for him when he got there. He even had an accomplice enter the bank with a note informing the tellers who Bailey was.
What?
Obviously, the tellers had called the police, who apprehended Bailey immediately.
Loaded gun! Ready to go! Spread your shit! Pussies on the pavement, fellas! Come on!
Number 7. Christian Bala.
He was being presented as a famous traveller, photographer, intellectual, maniac, and murderer.
To commit a crime, you have to be slightly arrogant. If you get away with the crime, this arrogance can increase to the point where you feel untouchable. After murdering Dariusz Janicewski in 2000, Polish author Christian Bala wrote a novel titled Amok, which featured an eerily similar murder and details of the case only the murderer himself could have been privy to. Police uncovered clues relating to the murder, most of which came from the novel, eventually arresting and charging Bala.
Oh my
to their
God.
shock, they discovered on his computers plans to kill another person to tie in with the next novel he was planning to write.
He must be, I don't know, an Indian.
Number
And
6,
but
Eloise.
not just an idiot, he's so, creative. Like, he was like, okay, I am going to be an author. But how I will be an author? I will create my own murder mysteries. I'll kill the people on my own, then I'll write the whole story about it.
And after that, I'll
This-
sell that novel into the public. So that thing was.
And the whole information is with public, and like the police then went into it and then researched the whole out of it.
And I don't
So-
think that he. Sorry to interrupt. What were you saying?
So it is a bit dumb at this moment, like what he tried to do, but also it is very creative of him to do it. He could have just missed some important details and he could have been one of the most brilliant authors ever.
And it seems that he is trying to, copy some series, or he's trying to make some series. So this is something very thriller.
Yes, actually, this was very, very strange.
Steve Reeves.
This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs.
Buying drugs is an art because you don't have the option to exchange or refund your purchase if you don't like the product you get.
What you need?
One, please.
One what?
One rock of
One crack.
A crack rock.
Apparently, no one told this to Eloise Reeves, who had the gall to go to the police to complain about the quality of the crack cocaine she had just bought. She reportedly pulled the crack rock from her mouth and placed it on the cop car for the deputy to inspect. She was charged with the possession of cocaine and fined roughly $1,500.
How stupid!
Holding what? Do you have any money? Please? I just need a little bit of money. Wait,
Number 5. Jonathan Ochoa.
Dear Diary, tomorrow my stress level goes to 11 as I review the Royal Guard. The whole court will be watching, plus the troops.
People have busy lives, and sometimes the only way to keep track of important events and dates is by keeping a diary.
Dear Diary, Sleeping Beauty is having a slumber party tomorrow, but Dad says I can't go. He never lets me out after sunset.
It might be a good idea to leave out any planned criminal activity, however. This seemingly never registered with Jonathan Ochoa, who on June 12, 2010 wrote, "Go Portsmouth, robbery happens," in his diary.
Your diary proved very interesting to read.
You read my journal? The police were able to link him to the robbery as the getaway driver, and when confronted, Ochoa attempted to blame it entirely on his buddy.
Oh my God.
It's his fault.
There is plenty of fault to be passed around.
Number 4. Mark Smith.
Mark.
Not off. I wake up in strange places. I have no idea how I got there.
You need to lighten up.
We aren't sure if there's a criminal handbook, but we have to guess that falling asleep in the house you're robbing has to be high on things. Mark Smith must not have read that page. Smith decided to take a quick nap under his victim's bed, drunk on vodka and high on Valium,
What the
only to be
hell?
discovered by the homeowner, who immediately called the police.
You rob the place and you sleep in the place.
We've heard of cat burglars before, but Smith seems to associate more with cat nappers.
What's the game there? Where am I? What's going on?
Number 3. Derek Mosley. So, we know you're not supposed to bring a knife to a gunfight, but what about a baseball bat? This is
No.
exactly what Derek Mosley did as he tried to rob a gun shop and steal a firearm, equipped only with a baseball bat and knife.
How am I supposed to strike fear
So
into the hearts
stupid.
of the wicked with this thing? Look at this. Well, then, don't use a gun.
Of course, the manager pulled out his own gun and held Mosley until the police arrived. Who would have imagined that the manager of a gun store would possess his own gun? Will
Who would
wonders
imagine?
never cease. Number 2. Ruben Zarate.
Open the safe, Pops.
Okay, he's the guy.
Open the goddamn safe!
Deciding to rob a muffler shop, Ruben Zarate brought a gun and demanded the money, only to discover that the money was in the safe that could only be opened by the absent store manager.
Oh.
He decided it'd be a good idea to leave his numbers with the store employees so they could call him when the manager returned.
What are you like filing for returns or what? So call me maybe.
Of course, they called police, who set up a trap for Zarate and arrested him. Heck, we're just surprised Zarate didn't leave his name, address, and social security number too.
Oh, Zarate,
Before
you
we
cute
unveil our
guy.
number 1 pick, here are a few honorable, or in this case, dishonorable mentions.
Peter Addison,
Was here like
Joe Miller, and Matthew McNeely. These guys, their faces.
short Texas manufacturing gas.
Oh no.
So let's
Number 1. Unnamed moron.
Unnamed.
Committing a crime is a stressful endeavor, and mistakes do happen.
Yes.
If there's one thing all robbers should remember, however, it's that your gun is your most valuable asset.
Oh.
This particular robber seemed to forget that fact, as he attempted to rob the Halifax Bank in London.
Hey, what the hell? Put the money in the bag.
Demanding the teller fill the bag with money, he accidentally gave his gun to the teller instead of the
Oh.
bag. After a brief moment of confusion, the bank worker retreated, forcing the robber to flee. At least he managed to escape with a bank employee's bicycle, and so we still don't know his name.
If you don't come out of there, I'm gonna have to drag you out.
His
You
luck
can
was
try,
on himself on that
but
night.
you'll never catch me.
Seriously, it is the most dumbest thing I have ever seen in my life, and like I'm so shocked to see that how people could be so dumb. There were some people who were calling the bank manager that how much money do you have, and there were another people that who were stealing the gun shop with the knife and with the baseball bat. So that thing was so hilarious. And for me, my most favorite part was that a guy who trying to become a woman, and he just put that apples or orange into his chest, but he didn't cover his face, he didn't put any wig, his mustache and beard was also seeing. So what's the point of putting that balls into your chest? So that was so hilarious for me. And there were other we have to say that the first thief was so dumb, but his luck was with himself. He gave his gun to the manager, but still he tried to escape from that bank. So that thing was we have to say that his luck was with himself. So yeah, I really like this video, and yes, we have to say that these people are so dumb, and people call them dumb for some reasons.
Yes, and I think so. Some of these people were too much in need, and because of that, they did not go through all the things. Because, like, robbing a gun store with a knife is ultra stupidity. But I think so. He was way too much either hungry or in some need of money.
Yeah.
Because he just went in.
That was also hilarious when a person entered into the house, and he just slapped in the house which he robbed. So that thing was also hilarious.
Yes, you're robbing that house and then you're sleeping in that house because you had too much of vodka and all those things. You had to have control over this. And then the owner goes and calls to the police. And there are other stupid things too, like calling a bank before going into it, then calling a store and asking like, do you have enough cash? Like, these guys are being too secure in their life. They have to be like, okay, this is a good thing to do. This is one of the best things to do. You know, I follow it. I'm not a robber, but I follow the same thing. Whenever I go to a shop, before going to the shop, I just go to Google and I call their number first, and then I ask them, are you open? Then only I go. But this is not the rule that you follow when you're a robber. You don't have to do that. Just go in there, steal the things, man. Come on. Such simple things. But they can't do it. And that's why they are in the top 10 list. But they made it. They made it to the Watch Mojo list. So I think so. They did something very, very good. So what do you guys think about it? Do let us know in the comment section below. So do like, share and
subscribe.
Bye.